Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we're tackling minimum operations to equalize binary string. Let's break it down and see how to get the most optimal solution. We're given a string of ones and zeros and a number k. Our goal is simple: turn every character into a 1. But here is the catch. Every single time we make a move, we have to pick exactly k different spots in the string and flip them. A 0 becomes a 1, and a 1 becomes a 0. We need to find the absolute minimum number of moves to finish the job, or return -1 if it's completely impossible. The tricky part here is that requirement to flip exactly k items every time. If k is large, and you only have one 0 left to fix, you're forced to also flip a bunch of perfectly good ones back into zeros. It can feel like taking one step forward and 2 steps back. Let's look at an example. We start with 0, 1, 0, 1, and our k value is 3. We want all ones. For our first move, we decide to flip the first, second, and fourth items. That leaves us with 1, 0, 0, 0. Now we have 3 zeros. But that's actually perfect, because for our second move we can just pick those exact 3 zeros, flip them, and boom, we have all ones. 2 moves is the minimum here. Just a quick heads up, we'll be walking through the solution using Python to explain the concepts, but don't worry if that's not your main language. I'll be showing the full code for Java, C++, and JavaScript towards the end of the video. If you just want to grab the code right now, you can find it on my website, leetcodeunlocked.com, link is in the description. The absolute most important insight for this problem is realizing that the positions of the characters simply do not matter. Because we can freely choose any k items to flip, one 0 is just as good as another 0. We don't need to track the whole string, we only need to keep track of a single number. How many zeros do we currently have? This simplifies the problem dramatically. So if we only care about the count of zeros, what happens when we make a move? Suppose we have m zeros right now. Out of the k items we flip, let's say c of them are zeros. What are the limits on c? Well, the maximum zeros we can flip is limited by how many we actually have, and our k limit. The minimum we flip depends on our ones. If k is larger than our available ones, we are forced to flip some zeros. This creates a specific range of valid moves. Alright, here is the Python code for the breadth-first search approach provided in the editorial. It looks a bit dense with those math calculations and sorted lists, but don't worry, we're going to break down exactly how it works piece by piece right now. First, we set up our trackers. N is the length of our string, and m is our starting number of zeros. The dist list will track how many moves it took to reach every possible count of zeros. We also create 2 sorted lists of numbers we haven't visited yet. One list for even numbers, and one for odd numbers. Why split them? Because every flip changes the total count of zeros by an even amount, so from any starting point, you can only reach numbers with the same even or odd parity. Finally, we put our starting 0 count into our search queue. Inside our main loop, we grab the current count of zeros. Now we do that math we talked about. C1 calculates the absolute minimum number of zeros we have to flip, while C2 calculates the maximum. Using those two extremes, we can calculate L node, which is the smallest amount of zeros we could possibly be left with, and R node, which is the largest. Every single number between L node and R node that shares the same parity is a valid 0 count we can reach in this turn. This is where the magic happens. Instead of checking every single number manually, which would be too slow, we grab the sorted list of unvisited numbers that matches our even or odd parity. We use a binary search to instantly find our starting point, the L node. Then, we simply walk forward through the list until we pass our R node limit. Every number we hit is a brand new 0 count we can reach. We record the distance, add it to our queue to explore later, and critically, we pop it out of the unvisited list so we never waste time looking at it again. If you want to test this code out yourself without retyping it, you can go to the Leetcodeunlocked.com link in the description so you can copy the code that is shown and explained in this video. Now getting back to the explanation. Code can be hard to visualize just by looking at it, so let's run a really simple example through it. Imagine our string is 1, 1, 0. And our k limit is just 1. Our length is 3, and we start with 1, 0. We pop that 1 from the queue. Doing the math, the minimum zeros we must flip is 0, the maximum we can flip is 1. This means our new 0 count could be anywhere from 0 up to 2. Since we are looking for the same parity, we check the unvisited list and find both 0 and 2. We add them to the queue and record that they took 1 move. The very next time the loop runs, we pop out 0. That's our target, and the distance recorded is 1, which is our answer. We will look at the complexity in other languages in just a second, but first I want to quickly say why this channel looks and sounds the way it does. You can probably tell this is narrated by AI. I actually built this for myself so I could generate clear, instant explanations the moment a daily problem drops to help myself learn. It helps me study faster, and I upload them here in case they help you too. I don't put ads in these videos and I don't take any sponsorships. Anyway, let's get back to the video. Let's talk about performance. The time complexity is big O of n log n. While we process a queue, every single possible count of zeros, from 0 up to en, is inserted into our sorted lists exactly once, and removed exactly once. Operations on these sorted structures take log n time, giving us n log n overall. The space complexity is simply big O of n to store our queue, our distance array, and the unvisited numbers. Alright, that covers the Python solution. As promised, here are the full solutions for Java, C++, and JavaScript. Instead of pausing and typing these out, you can just go to leetcodeunlocked.com via the link in the description to copy and paste the exact code directly. Here is the full solution in Java. It uses an array of tree sets to handle the unvisited even and odd numbers efficiently, allowing us to extract the subset of reachable states. Next up here is the C++ version. We utilize the standard library set along with the lower bound function to mimic the fast-range search and deletion logic. And finally, here is the solution in JavaScript. To keep things running fast and avoid checking visited numbers over and over, this version uses a clever next unvisited array, similar to a disjoint set union, to instantly skip over counts we've already seen. So let's wrap it up. The biggest takeaway here is state reduction. Realizing we didn't care where the zeros were completely changed the problem. From there, it was just a matter of using math to find the maximum and minimum boundaries for our next move, and using smart data structures to ensure we never process the same number twice. Before we finish up, I want to mention I have another channel called Leetcode Unlocked. I'm on a mission to eventually post a solution for literally every single Leetcode problem on the platform. If you want to study problems outside of just the daily challenge, make sure to check it out. If you want to help support that goal of covering every problem, you can donate at buymeaboba.com/leetcodedaily. Also, please make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. I post the daily Leetcode problem as soon as it comes out, so you can get your streak done early. Keep coding, and I'll catch you in the next one.